Hey everybody! So today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious and decadent homemade ice cream cake. Now, the holidays are coming and this is just a special dessert that is just a showstopper. I mean, I'm going to make, holiday cookies and bake and cakes and pies and everything, but this is the thing that people go, oh my gosh, for. This is ice cream, cookies, candy, caramel, hot fudge, whipped cream, just in an amazing, amazing display of deliciousness. So let's get started. So this is what you're gonna need for your decadent homemade ice cream cake. Now, your ingredients are gonna be different than my ingredients because you get to choose the flavor ice cream that you want, the toppings that you want, the sauces that you want, but I'm gonna share with you what my favorite is. So, you first I put this pan in the freezer for about a half an hour, and I lined it with ice cream sandwiches. I used 2 different flavors of Klondike bars, and you can see I had to cut some of them in order for them to fit perfectly in the pan, but this is gonna be the foundation of your ice cream cake. You're going to need 2 gallons or 2 different flavors of ice cream. I am using Rocky Road and I am using Oreo cookie. You're going to pick the cookies and the candy that you like. I chose Snickers. I chose Reese's cups that have pretzels in them. I also chose chocolate covered pretzels and Oreo cookies, and then I chopped all of them up. So the other couple of things that we're gonna need is I'm choosing hot fudge and caramel. You can use strawberry, pineapple, whatever combination you like. And then I also got a chocolate sauce and another caramel sauce that I wanna drizzle on the top to make it look pretty. So we've lined our pan with the ice cream sandwiches, and I think I'm going to put my Rocky Road first. So one of the most important things about this, well actually there's a couple things. First of all, this is not labor intensive, it's time intensive. Because between each and every layer, we've got to stick it in the freezer for a half an hour. And before you start all of this, you need to take out your ice cream so that it gets kind of soft so that you can manage it. So here's a whole gallon, or is it a half gallon? I don't know. Here's a whole container of Oreo cookies. And now I'm just gonna smush it in and just make it even across the whole pan. Now I have to tell you, obviously it's Christmas and holidays are coming and whatnot, and I certainly bake Italian cookies and pies and whatnot, but this is the thing that really goes first. This is so different. I make this a lot in the summer for barbecues, a nice ice cream at the end, but this is just such a decadent dessert and it's so easy. Again, it takes a little time because you have to let everything set between each and every layer. Okay, so I'm going to stick the hot fudge in the microwave for just a second and then we'll come back. Okay, so I nuked the hot fudge for about a minute because I want it to pour out easily into the middle of this. And so I'm just gonna plop it all over this layer and then I'm gonna smooth it all out. Already this just smells so amazing. I just love hot fudge. All right. And now we're just going to spread it out so it gets a little bit every place. It's kind of like frosting a cake. You just want to make sure that there's a little bit of hot fudge in every single corner. Now for this layer, I'm going to put 2 toppings. I think I'll put my my Snickers and my Oreo cookies. So I've chopped up the Snickers and I'm just going to sprinkle them all over the cake. And make sure you get all the corners because no matter what, piece of cake that you get, you want to make sure that there's some little treasure in there for everybody. So this is all the Snickers. Now let's put the Oreo cookies. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna gently push this all into the ice cream because I want it to have some stability. Okay, so now we gotta stick this in the refrigerator, the freezer for half an hour, and then we'll be back. Okay, so this has been sitting in the freezer for about 30 minutes now, so now it's time for the next layer. So I'm going to take my Rocky Road ice cream and just plop it in the middle to make our next layer. And once again, we're just gonna spread this out. Now, I can't wait to hear the comments on this particular video because I have to tell you, I am not a really good dessert maker. I mean, I bake Italian cookies, I make some cakes and whatnot, but would I say that I'm a good baker? Absolutely not, or dessert maker. Only because you have to be so exact. But this is a dessert that when you make it, people are gonna be like, holy cow. First of all, when you take it out, they're so impressed. All right, so I've got the Rocky Road all nice and even now. And I have nuked this caramel sauce for about 40 minutes, and I'm just gonna pour it all over like we did the hot fudge. And we're just gonna spread it around. Now I think I wanna take a clean spatula only because I don't want all of the ice cream to mix. I want to see that there's a definite layer of the caramel. Now the other thing you could have done is sometimes I'll put like 2 jars of hot fudge or 2 jars of caramel. The only thing that you just have to be aware of when you do that is that it makes it incredibly sweet. Like this is not gonna be sweet as it is. All right, so the 2 toppings I have left are the chocolate covered pretzels and the Reese's peanut butter cups that have pretzels in them. So again, I'm just gonna sprinkle these all around, make sure that I get all the corners and every part of it so that every single piece of the ice cream cake has a little bite of wonderfulness in it. Now, after we put these 2 toppings on, it's got to go back in the freezer for another half an hour. And then we'll put the Cool Whip and we'll make the top pretty. And then you'll have a beautiful, beautiful ice cream cake. Now again, this would be wonderful for the holidays. This would be wonderful for if you were going to entertain for Super Bowl or just a game night. This is, and it goes so far. I mean, this ice cream cake could probably feed 20 people. So again, I am just going to press in everything so that when it freezes, there's some stability to it. We're gonna put it in the freezer for another 30 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, so this has been in there for another 30 minutes. Now we're ready to finish this sucker off. So, Cool Whip. We're just gonna put some dollops of it all around and then we're gonna smooth it out. Now again, this is an easy dessert. The only thing that it is just time intensive. You have to make sure this is not, you can't shortcut putting it in the freezer in order to set between layers, because then you're gonna have soup and then all of the layers are going to sort of mix into each other instead of having really defined layers. Okay, so we're just gonna spread this all around. Again, like we're icing a cake. And look how easy and beautiful that is. Okay, so there's a number of ways that you could decorate the top of this. You could take pieces of your candy and, you know, sprinkle on top. I am going to just put some swirls, if you would, of the caramel sauce along with some of the chocolate sauce. And look, I'm just doing any which way just to make it look pretty. And I think it needs a little more caramel over there. Maybe a little more chocolate. All right, we're gonna put this back in the freezer for 15 minutes and then we'll go. So here you go. You know, it probably took a couple of hours to make this because of all of the in-between time of having to go into the freezer, but really the simplicity of putting this together was just unbelievable. So I hope you like this homemade ice cream cake. Let me know what you think if you make it for the holidays or whatever occasion you're making it for. If you like my videos, please follow me. Please like, share, and subscribe. I am Edie, and you've been cooking with Guys Girl.